Just days away from a potential default, the debt ceiling agreement negotiated by President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy will face its first significant test on Tuesday. There is little time for delay as the influential House Rules Committee meets at 3 p.m. to discuss the Fiscal Responsibility Act. This committee controls how, when, and whether a measure is handled on the House floor. It will decide whether to move the bill forward after discussion so that the full House can vote on it on Wednesday and send it to the Senate before the Monday default deadline. Republicans Chip Roy of Texas and Ralph Norman of North Carolina, two of the 13-member panel's Republicans, there are 9 Republicans and 4 Democrats, have vowed to oppose the measure. The House Freedom Caucus, of which the 2 conservatives are members, held a separate press conference hours before the committee meeting where Roy and other members expressed their disapproval of the debt ceiling agreement. No Republican should support this agreement. The deal is bad, Roy said. I serve on the Rules Committee. I will stop it there if we can, Norman continued. Representative Thomas Massie, R. Kentucky. Another fiscally conservative and ardent member of the GOP who hasn't fully stated his position may end up casting the deciding vote in the Rules Committee meeting on Tuesday. The proposal will be passed if Massie supports it. However, if he joins Roy and Norman in opposing the bill in committee, Republicans will only need 1 Democratic vote to advance the measure, even though the minority panelists typically abstain in such procedural votes. Roy claims that McCarthy agreed, when vying for the speakership in January, that nothing would pass the Rules Committee without 7 Republican votes and that the panel would not allow reporting out rules without unanimous Republican votes. This could potentially complicate the situation further. Nevertheless, such language is absent from the rules package that was approved in January. Speaker McCarthy told reporters on Monday that the committee meeting didn't worry him. Roy hinted on Tuesday that there might be repercussions if the deal goes through. Roy declared, "We'll keep fighting today and tomorrow. And no matter what happens, unless we stop this bill by tomorrow, there will be a reckoning about what happened." Rep. Scott Perry, the head of the House Freedom Caucus, avoided questions about whether he would support a rule that would let any House member force a vote to try to oust the Speaker by using a motion to vacate. "Let the members speak for themselves, I'll say. I'm concentrating on stopping this bill. When we determine the disposition of the bill in its finality, we will decide what happens after that and the agreements we have," he told reporters. It will be dependent on the support of moderates in both parties to pass the bill through Congress. According to ABC News, the White House and Republican leaders have been holding briefings and phone calls to promote the agreement, and more meetings are scheduled. The Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has warned the ex-date when the government could run out of money to pay all its bills in full and on time could occur as early as June 5. As a result, lawmakers are under pressure to pass the debt ceiling agreement. As soon as the bill clears the House, according to Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, a Democrat from New York, his chamber will consider it. If there isn't unanimity, he advised his colleagues to get ready for possible votes on Friday and the weekend. A filibuster might cause the chamber to extend the June 5 default deadline. Senator Mike Lee, R. Utah, has vowed in the past to use every procedural tool at my disposal to impede a debt ceiling deal if it didn't meet his approval. The Fiscal Responsibility Act raises the debt ceiling until January 1, 2025, in exchange for a 2-year government budget. In fiscal 2024, non-defense spending would remain unchanged, and in fiscal 2025, levels would rise by 1%. McCarthy and Biden are confident that the agreement will be approved by Congress despite opposition from both party wings. According to Lael Brainard, President Biden's top economic advisor, the agreement has something from everyone. George Stephanopoulos of ABC. According to the members I have spoken to, they generally think this is a good deal, Brainard said on Good Morning America on Tuesday.